Hello, today's mini lesson is on combinatorics. We will be talking about permutations and combinations. So first we need to have a bit of background about factorial notation. Now factorial notation is represented by a number with an exclamation mark behind it, and what it means is we are multiplying the number n by n minus 1, n minus 2, and so on, all the way down to 1. For example, 6 factorial is equal to 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which equals 720. First we will talk about permutations, and what this means is basically all the different ways we have of coming up with a certain combination, or not combination, but all the different ways we have of getting something. So all the different ways that we have of achieving a certain event. So for instance, suppose we want to select a president, treasurer, and secretary for a club of 8 people. We will choose the president first, then the treasurer, and then the secretary. In this situation, the order we choose the 3 people does matter. So if I first choose the president, I have 8 choices that I can make. I now only have 7 people to choose from, so 7 people to become the treasurer, and then finally 6 people to become the secretary. Now this is very similar to factorial notation in that it would be the same as factorial notation, 8 factorial, which remember is 8 times 7 times 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, all being multiplied together. But we have to divide out the 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 factors. So 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 is 5 factorial. Now that 5 factorial, we need to relate it back to our numbers of 8 and 3. So 5 is, of course, equal to 8 minus 3. So we are going to change the 5 factorial into 3 factorial. 8 minus 3 factorial. And all of this, if we work it out either way, 8 times 7 times 6 equals 336. So as you can see, there are a lot of different ways of choosing a president, treasurer, and secretary out of 8 people. If we now look at our formula, what we had was, our formula is NPR. And so the basic formula is n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. And so we would write for this one 8p3. So we were looking for the number of permutations of choosing 3 people out of 8. We will now move on to combinations. And in this situation, we are going to choose 3 people in the club to form a committee. In this case, the order that we choose the people is not relevant. Thus, choosing persons A, B, and C could be done in 6 ways, as shown in the brackets. But the order doesn't matter since they don't have specific jobs. So if we continue from above, and we started with the permutations, 8 factorial over 8 minus 3 factorial, we had 336 different ways, different permutations of choosing 3 people out of 8. But for every given combination or set of 3 people, there are 6 permutations. So I'll repeat that. For every combination of 3 people, there are 6 permutations, or different ways of getting those 3 people. Okay, another way of saying that 6 equals actually 3 factorial, in other words, 3 times 2 times 1. So, we are going to divide our permutation by 3 factorial. So NCR is going, or in our case, 8 choose 3, we often say 8 choose 3 for combinations, will be 8 factorial divided by 8 minus 3 factorial, and also divided by 3 factorial. So n choose r becomes n factorial divided by n minus r factorial divided by r factorial. And that concludes our main lesson on permutations and combinations. Have a good day.